Well, hello there, humans of these earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to Channel Line Bushcraft. This is patch 0.15.0. Great to have a 0.0 in your life, makes all the difference. And today I'm going to talk to you about all the big things that I think are important in the patch. Some of the guns, some of the changes particularly, which I think are really, really important, because that's how you win chicken dinners with the guns. And I've done the numbers on them. So if you want to know what's going down, I've done the numbers and I can tell you what's going down. Rate of fire changes and everything. And there have been a little bit of a tinsy tweak on the rate of fire, which ain't great, on the Vector particularly. Anyway, the M16, which is here, this is me running the M16 before the patch. You can see I don't have a lot of problems running the M16, so I'm coming from a place where I run this gun a lot as a primary AR. I've got no problems running this gun as a primary AR all the time, pre-patch, even post-patch now, I really, really love it. The big fun stuff for me with the patch, obviously the big giggle was the BRDM, the big rolling death machine. The BRDM goes in water. It takes a lot more damage. It's just fun, man. It's a much better version of the armored UAZ, which we used to have. And then, of course, you've got the ledge grab, which I also think is really, really cool. Movement is absolutely clutch. And being able to move around places like Pachinki and get from building to building in ways that you didn't previously have access to is very, very cool as well. And I think that's a thumbs up from me. The M16A4 is the big talking point of the patch. A lot of people are running this gun now as a primary AR. I still think the skill floor on this is quite high. It is a brilliant gun when it works. When it doesn't work, it just absolutely ruins you. And the main time it doesn't work is in CQC if you're a thumb player. So if you're not a thumb player and you're a claw player and you're used to tapping people out, then the M16A4 is going to be just grand for you. It's going to be a gun that you can really sink your teeth into and do well with. A couple of other things that I want to talk about, particularly the payload and everything's going to come, and I'll do videos on that when it turns up. Halloween parties, all that, survive till dawn. You know, that's not me. I'm not really here to carry on about that stuff. Couple of other things. The tac stock. I'm going to mention that Mark 47 Mutant just in passing. I still don't think it's that good. The very nature of a 7.62 round is it's heavier, it fires generally slower and has a higher damage number. And it does have a higher damage number than the M16A4. Wow, that's one thing I forgot to mention, the Deagle. I love the Deagle. I actually found that it had 60 base damage. I did training rooms with the boys. We tested the damage and we got 60 base damage as a number. I'm going to go and test that again because PUBG Mobile say it's got 62. Now, they've been wrong before. Trust me on this one. We've all been wrong before, but they've been wrong before with the damage numbers on the weapons. I've tested it, looked at it, and found that to be the case. The Deagle, though, is a real classy looking weapon. It looks excellent. The skin on the gun is amazing. And if you've downloaded the other big addition of the patch, which I think anyway for an aesthetic value is good, well, not aesthetic, sorry, and auditory value is good, is the high definition sound pack. If you've got the HD sound pack, man, the Deagle sounds like a thunder gun, just like it's amazing. It's such a cool weapon. This is the BRDM, the big rolling death machine. Big rolling death machine is cool. I wanted to test out how much damage it could take, so we drove it at a squad, and then we got to drive it back because it took all the damage that we could muster and kept on ticking. It also goes in the water, which is epic. Everyone loves something that goes in water and comes back out of it. We are all basically children having a bath at heart, and we love putting our rubber duckies in the water, and that's just great. You can see the big rolling death machine taking a beating and still competing, like me, an old bloke just doing my level best, taking the beating and still competing. I want to really break now and talk a little bit about what I think is exceptionally important in this patch, and that's the changes to the UMP and the Vector. A couple of things have come with the changes to the attachments and everything in the game, and I'll mention that first. That's because the pistols and the new Deagle and everything now take SMG attachments. I'm finding extended quick draw SMG mags absolutely freaking everywhere. Like, they are just absolutely everywhere. And it's not hard at all to find a gun that can get an extended mag if you're running a pistol or an SMG. And that's a big deal, right? That's really, really good. They're absolutely everywhere. The thing that worries me about the changes is SMGs were already slightly marginalized by ARs. I'm going to do a little bit of quick math for you just with my fingers here. If it takes 5 rounds to clear a target with an AR that's wearing like a level 2 vest. And it takes, oh, this poor grub, I mean, yeah. And it takes 7 rounds to clear a target with an SMG, then that poor guy's talking to me. Like, he's like, really? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Then you only have enough rounds in a 25 clip magazine to clear one target really effectively if you're hitting every second shot. And sometimes every third shot. So an AR has an inherent advantage. If it fires as fast as an SMG, does more damage, has as fast or a faster time to kill than an SMG, then you take the AR every time, because the UMP, for instance, is severely disadvantaged in that its rate of fire is nearly the same as a 5.56 AR. An M416, any of those things, it is far worse at long range, and that's even more exacerbated now, exacerbated even further. Great use of the Queen's English there, Bushka, by the fact that the UMP is now running a 45 caliber round. It's a slow round, right? And it's only got 25 in the clip. So if you're running a UMP, it does do limb damage, but if you're running a UMP like this, you can see I just went from 35 to 20 rounds to clear that target. That's 15 rounds to clear a target that wasn't aware I was there. In a big gunfight, you have to do a lot of reloading and resetting the engagement, and an AR can just basically kill more people in a clip. That means that the UMP for me was already a little bit behind the times. It's still got the same very, very, very easy to control recoil, but with the drop from 30 to 25 in a clip, it loses even more when it comes up against the choice between a 5.56 AR or a UMP. So, and the other, like the M16A4 is just gorgeous now. Like, it's really, really great to have something that's so effective at range, and with the recoil improvements and the extra tack stock, it's just an all-round better weapon. For me, the UMP, it's just not really the gun to get it done anymore. And the change to 45 caliber hurts it. 9mm is one of the most readily available, it is the most readily available ammo type around. If you're running an AKM, for instance, you can see how quickly you can clear a target here. Like, it's just ridiculous. I don't have to change I don't have to reload for that second kill because I've got plenty of ammo. The Deagle's also great for clearing knocks. Big base damage, it's great. You can hit a chest. So this engagement will show very clearly what I'm talking about. The UMP there, its very, very slow rate of fire means that when you're faced with an opponent that has better ping than you and you've got desync, like I hit this guy 7 times, right? And he cleared me and only took half his health and damage. That's just not good enough. It's too slow, and the shell velocity is too slow versus, say, an M16A4, which is what that guy had to deal with it. Why is the shell velocity important? If you have 2 people firing a round that is the same damage, and basically a UMP's round is like 37, I think, and the M16A4's is 40, and they're firing the same round, like same damage or similar, and they're like, whoever's gets there first, that cancels the damage from the other weapon on the server. So if you get shot in the head by an M16 round and it kills you, the freaking rounds that you fired with the UMP that has still not hit the target never hit the target, right? They just disappear. And that's one of the big problems with desync using an SMG as a weapon. You can see how much ducking and diving, and like the recoil profile is great here, but like, look how long I'm spending on target to get it cleared, and I end up just getting third-partied by someone behind me and killed, even though I've like done really well there. The Vector, let's have a little chat about the Vector now. The Vector has become a very, very marginalized weapon for me. I actually did the testing, and there's been a stealth nerf to the rate of fire. It's gone from 0.058 to 0.0605. If you haven't checked my spreadsheet, it's in the video I posted yesterday. There's a link in the description of that video, and I leave notes up there if I change things, and I just changed that yesterday. We just did the testing. The damage is also dropped to 31, and that means that the time to kill on the Vector is now 0.305, which is a little bit disappointing. It was previously under 0.3, and that change is big. I'd still much rather the Vector than the UMP. I don't know what this guy was doing. I don't think he realised I was there, which is pretty hilarious. Like, I thought I was dead. I kind of just gave up, but he didn't kill me. And then we did a little cheeky off the top. Yeah, great. And you can see the thing that I like about the Vector, which may be worth it, is that now you can get up to 33 rounds on the clip. That's really important. Having a gun it's very stable, and finding an extended quick draw mag, that's what I wanted to say, yeah. Because there's so many extended quick draw mags around, it's very, very easy to max out a Vector. And the fact that you can actually get like a compensator and a vertical foregrip and attack stock on a Vector means that you can turn it into a gun that's got excellent gun handling. And I still think it does exceptionally well on Sanhok. But for me at the moment, I'm just running M16A4s. Now, if you're not a lover of the claw and you don't use triggers or something, you could struggle with that. That's legit. What's a few of the other things that I really wanted to catch up and talk about? You can leave graffiti. Great. Not interested. Added a slot for eye gear. Wonderful. I can wear sunglasses. The official replies when players submit support reports. I've not received one of them. I'm really, really looking forward to it, if that is the case. The M16A4, we've already talked about it, the initial recoil. The damage fall off. We tested this again. I found no damage fall off at all. I've never found any damage fall off. I don't know what PUBG Mobile are talking about. I don't know if that's only on vehicles or something. I don't know at what range, but at 200 meters, we tested it today. You still do exactly the same damage as you used to do to a level 2 vest with an M16A4. And I just don't know. Also, the gun sounds are amazing now. Hey, I mentioned the mutant before. I don't think the mutant's worth it. It's just the M16 poops all over it. And even adding attack stock doesn't cure all the ills of the mutant. It is still only firing 2 rounds to the M16A4's 3, which is like you've got 3 tickets in the lottery instead of 2 if you're using the M16. The gun handling still it kicks like a mule still, like it's less, but tac stocks don't just make recoil disappear. Like if you've ever run the M416, it works because it's a good gun platform to start with. It doesn't work because it's got a tac stock on it. Like you can run an M416 with nothing on it and it will still work really, really well. That's just not the case with the mutant, and it's a 7.62 round. You should expect recoil. Plus, it doesn't have the crazy good shell velocity that you get on the M16A4, which I believe is still the fastest AR round in the game, which is great. There's been a few quality of life stuffs improved, like the graphic stuff and lightings and shadows and all that kind of thing, poses and emote. I like the way they look, holding the guns and all that. I like those things. I really do. But for me, it's all about the nuts and potatoes. It's all about the guns. It's all about the guns. This is a landmark patch. This is a seismic change in a lot of the guns that I've been very, very keen on for quite some time. And the fact that the UMP particularly has gone from a gun that was super stable, used 9mm that took up next to no backpack space, so you could run a UMP with hundreds and hundreds of rounds rather than having to run 7.62 stuff. That's really important. I feel like the UMP it's just lost too much of an edge in a game where winning and losing often comes down to minor numbers. I feel like the UMP has just lost too big an edge. I'm going to do more in-depth replay stuff regarding the M16 in the future. I think it's worth looking at. I will do a vector replay. I'm going to completely run through and do that. And I'm also going to be doing a lot more ledge stuff, showing you some nice spots where you can grab ledges and all that kind of thing, because these are important stuff for you and me. Remember to like the videos, dude. Subscribe. Just share the freaking videos, man. I want to get some subs in this thing. I want to hit 100K. I want triple figures. Numbers. Give me numbers. Numbers make me happy. I mean, can you tell? And always check that spreadsheet, guys, because I do update it. I will notify you on Discord if anything big happens. You can join my Discord server on the link below. That's pretty freaking important. There's like over 10,000 people in that Discord server now. Could be worth a look. Until next time, look after yourself. Stay safe. Look after yourself. Stay safe on the battlefield. And bye for now.